Good morning, students. Today we start the new lesson, Chemistry of Non-Metals. It is chapter 8 according to the present syllabus, but in the textbook it is chapter 11, page 179. So this page onwards, we start the lesson, Chemistry of Non-Metals. We have studied about the metals. Okay, now we study in detail way what are the non-metals. So you know the properties of the metals. Okay, so I have told the properties of the metals. So if the elements, if they don't have the properties of the metals, they are non-metals. So we see in detail way now. Okay, so for this we just take the page 4th chapter about the periodic table. Okay, so I ask you to take the page once, 55 page, the periodic table. So in the periodic table, if we see means we can see the metals, metalloids and non-metals. So please take the page 55. So in the periodic table, when we see the left side are present the metals and the right side are present the non-metals. And metals and non-metals are separated by the metalloids. Okay. So now we are going to study about the non-metals. Non-metals are in the right side in the periodic table. Okay. Now come back to the lesson. So come back to the lesson, page 179. So in these chapters on periodic table and metals and metallurgy, we read that most of the elements are metals. Okay, in the chapters on periodic table and metals and metallurgy, in this lesson we studied about the metals. And if non-metals are so few in number, why do we give them so much importance? To understand this, let us think about the following questions. So, in the periodic table, when we see metals number is more and non-metals number is less. But why do we give them more importance to the non-metals? Though they are in small numbers, they are very few. So we study now here two questions they have given. Water is made up of two elements. Are these elements metals or non-metals? So water, what is the formula for the water? H2O. So H means what? Hydrogen. O means oxygen. So what are these two elements in the periodic table? When we see hydrogen is present in the first group and atomic number is also a first. So it is the non-metal and oxygen is also a non-metal. So you see hydrogen and water, how much it is important. Without this water we can't live and we can't survive in the world. When we see the second question, is the gas which is essential to maintain life on earth a metal or non-metal? So the gas, which gas is helping us in this world on this earth to maintain our life, to live in the life? What is important? Oxygen. Oxygen is very important. And oxygen is metal or non-metal? It is the non-metal. So that is why, though non-metals are very small in number, that means very few in the periodic table and the atmosphere, but they play very important role and they are very important in everyday life. Okay, so in this chapter we will learn which elements are non-metals and the criteria for placing them in this category. So why do we separate the non-metals from the metals? We study in this lesson. We will also study in detail three non-metals: hydrogen, oxygen and nitrogen. About these three gases we study in detail way in this lesson, which are important for sustaining life on Earth. So these three gases are very important for the life to live for us. Okay. So here, what is the physical properties of the non-metals we are going to see. Okay, so you are familiar with some non-metals like hydrogen, oxygen and nitrogen. Can you tell how you determine that these elements are non-metals, not metals? So why do we say hydrogen, oxygen and nitrogen are the non-metals but they are not metals? So depending upon the properties. If we say the properties of the metals, they are in the solid state, only mercury is in the liquid state, but non-metals we can find in all three states, solid, liquid and gas. Okay, and metals can conduct electricity, but all non-metals cannot conduct the electricity. We will see now one by one. Okay, so what is the allotropy? So here it is not proper. So in the textbook when you take in the 179 page, in the box they have explained about the allotropy. Allotropy means, already I told in the lesson, metals and metallurgy. Please write near this allotropy. What is allotropy means? Different physical properties. Okay, different different physical properties, write this one near the allotropy, but same chemical properties. Okay, so this is the one. What is allotropy? Different physical properties but same chemical properties is called as a allotropy. For example, when we take, okay, so you may be aware that both graphite and diamond are forms of carbon. That means carbon, diamond, graphite. These three are the allotropes. Okay, so because graphite, diamond and carbon, we find them in the atmosphere, in the nature, in different shapes. Okay, different shapes. For example, graphite can conduct the electricity. This is one property. But diamond and carbon will not conduct the electricity. So graphite, so they have the different physical properties but same chemical property means on combustion. Combustion means what? When we burn the graphite, diamond and carbon, these three releases the same gas, carbon dioxide gas. So that is why we say, so graphite and diamond are, when we see, they are in different color. Carbon is in what? In the black color. But when we burn this graphite and diamond, both will change into the black color. So it is also same chemical property. So these are the same chemical properties. The allotropes means same chemical properties but different physical properties. Different physical properties means what? When we see three, we get in the different shapes and their works also different. But when we burn them, they give the same gas, carbon dioxide gas. So that is why we say them as a allotrope. So we say allotrope of carbon is what? Means we say graphite and diamond. Okay. So both are solely made of carbon atoms. So these two are made up of what? Carbon atoms. In these two, carbon is there. That is why when we burn both, they will release the carbon dioxide, and also what is the color of the carbon? Black. So it is also will be changing into black color. So this is one chemical property, this is one chemical property. So think, how is it possible that two substances that look so different are actually forms of same substance of carbon? They are made up of carbons but different shapes we get and different colors we get. So but they have the same chemical properties.